Michael Carter is police union boss. Hey, Mr. Michael, how are you this morning? Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Robert. Thank you for having me.
Well, let me start from the positive side. So the mayor's budget has been made public. There's the cost of living raise. I think it's a 3% raise for firemen and policemen. You, as the police union boss, you think this is awesome and you're 100% behind it, right?
Well, of course, we're in a position where we appreciate and respect anything that's provided for us in the budget. It's a long time coming, and we're grateful for it.
Describe how it's handled differently. The 2% raise is not on just base pay. Explain the difference.
The 2% is a longevity increase over your total pay. It's required statutorily by law for the firemen, and the city has honored it for policemen for well over 25 to 30 years now. And it's something that we literally, we couldn't live without. The additional raise offered in the mayor's budget this time offers a 3% on top of that, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be 3% of the base pay, and that gets you up near 5%, and that's very much appreciated.
You think it's good? You think it's fair? You think it's enough? For how long?
Bob, Robert, we're in the position to where we can't turn down a single dime. We are tens of thousands of dollars below average pay, and everything is a positive. Everything that is given to us is appreciated very much.
You have made the point repeatedly, and I think it is quite justified. The numbers bear it out. That a lot of Shreveport policemen are leaving for, shall we use the term, greener pastures. Do you think this is enough to allay that problem?
I think it's too early to say that. I've got a lot of experience in this, and I don't want to sound negative in any way about this. This has been a long time coming, and it's something that we appreciate dearly. But I've got to say this. These young officers, they're younger, they're bright, they've got more information at their fingertips than the generations before. I think they're making sound adult decisions when they start looking at average pays and competitive salaries. Policing is literally risking your life. All right, we've learned that this week in Lafayette. We've learned it in Las Vegas. You don't pay a policeman for what he does. You pay him for what he's willing to do. All right, and the bottom line is that you have to think about your family. You have to come home. You have to look at your wife, your husband in their eyes at the end of the day, and you have to say, my risks are worth it. I'm getting the most out of my efforts, and I think that's something that people in the past never really accepted. They always thought that people were going to be police officers just because of the glory or the title or the position or something. It's not true. We have a new generation coming about now, and they put dollars to risk, and they do real tight assessments on their personal risk compared to what they're paid. And this is a step in the positive direction. And I'd like to stress that this is a step. We have to start towards a competitive salary in law enforcement, and this is a very positive first step, and I'm proud to see it.
Michael Carter with the Shreveport Police Union. As I do, it's all well and good that the mayor's included it in her budget. It still has to get by the city council. And in previous years, I'm not saying the most recent 2 years, but pay raises for police have been shot down by the council. Are you concerned that could happen this go-round too?
It's always a concern, but, we have a council now. I think they've heard a lot from the public recently, all right? I think they've heard a lot from their constituents in this recent round of upheaval inside the city. I think that they got to hear from those that vote for them probably a little bit more than usual, and I think that we have been one of the main topics, and I'm so proud of that. I'm so proud of the community, how they come out and they said, you know what, these guys are fighting a good fight. We're going to join in. And then the whole issue, that was raised became a part of a Shreveport momentum, and it wasn't ours. We didn't claim it. We never wanted to claim it. We were a part of it, and it was a beautiful thing to see. Police officers and firefighters truly appreciate the communities that support them. Never doubt that. And when they come out in force like that, I think that the word has been sent to the councilmen, and I think that they understand now that where the people's priorities are. And truly, that's who they work for. So I hope that they go in and they.
We've had lots of budget issues, struggling with money. Do you have an idea yet where this money is coming from? Who's going to lose so you guys can gain? Do we know yet?
No, I think they're trimming budgets from the inside, from what I can tell and from what I've heard. I think that they're trying to tighten up their budgets on the inside and clean up some loose ends, which could be done every couple of years, I'm sure. You know, you could take a look at it and say, hey, where could we better use this money? And I think this is something that's coming along. I've heard people say, well, we're coming up on an election year, you know, all this and all that. That matters not to us.
Mr. White, one of the
we need to move forward.
Finish up. Okay. One of the other items in the mayor's budget was police and fire vehicles. Let's focus on the police vehicles. What's the current state? I know there's been some controversy and criticism about the condition of a lot of police vehicles for a while. How much will this help, and what do you know about what kind and how many vehicles will be purchased?
I don't know how many they're going to order this year. I've not seen any. Well, I've seen a handful online so far. But let's make this plain, okay? Police vehicles are bought in order to answer calls for service for the citizens of Shreveport. We keep getting thrown at us like, we've done this for you. We've done this for you. This is not of any personal gain to a police officer, all right? It does not pay our mortgage. It does not go down and buy groceries at Kroger's. That is something that is used for the service of the city and the citizens. So when you say, well, we spent $4.5 million on police cars, we're like, okay, we were one step ahead of riding the city bus before, you know, you bought these cars. You waited 10 years to buy cars. You can't do that. You should buy 20% of your fleet every year. Every 5 years, you replace your fleet. This is an equipment issue, and it keeps getting commingled into the officers' pay and officers' benefits. Those cars aren't benefits to us. All right.
It's like my computer at work. You know, every now and then I got to get a new computer, right?
That's exactly right. You know, they come in, they say, hey, Robert, Erin, we bought you 2 brand new microphones. What are you complaining about?
That's part of your pay. No, we need microphones to do our job.
Without the microphone, how are you going to talk on the radio, right?
Yeah.
Without a police car, how are we going to calls? So that's really the apple to apple comparison to that. And we keep hearing this. We spent $4.5 million on cars. That's because the administration before you wouldn't buy cars. So
your message to the mayor and to the council this morning, if you had a minute to just tell them
what's on your mind.
Yeah.
Well, the first thing I'd say is thank you. Thank you for thinking about us. Thank you for putting in the budget, and we ask for your vote. We've had a lot of talk. We've had a lot of support, but it's come down to something very serious now. We need your vote, and we would appreciate it very much.